All right, Cherry Blossom athletes, we are less than a week away. Boy, that time flew by, and this will be your official race briefing. Now, that being said, I won't be able to cover absolutely everything in this video, or it would be 3-4 hours long. And I know you're probably only going to listen for 5 minutes, so I'm going to go through this as quick as possible. But if you do have any other questions, I encourage you check out the website. If you go to cherryblossom.triathlon.com, you can click on the race info menu button, race details. That is where I'm going to be going through a lot of the details today. There's also an FAQ section if you're brand new to triathlon, so by all means check that out. I'll also post a link to the TriBC rules, so you can check out all the competition rules here. And then if you have any other questions beyond that, you're more than welcome to write your questions in the comments below. You can shoot me an email if it's absolutely vital, but I will encourage you not to email me every little question that you might have. I'm just trying to keep up with swim pace or swim time changes and all the other change requests that happen last minute as we lead into races here. And you can also ask us questions at package pickup or race morning. We will potentially have another athlete briefing race morning at 7:15 on the grass just in front of the H2O center where all the tents will be set up. And that'll be for any last minute changes or announcements that we have to make. Now, if we don't host that meeting, that means everything is as expected. No other updates are needed, and we will be able to enter the facility and start the race. So before I get into any more of the details, I do want to thank you so much for supporting this race again here in 2023. I'm so excited to see you on Sunday. Also, a huge thanks to all the volunteers. It's looking really good on that front, so wouldn't be able to do this without you volunteers. That being said, if you do have any support crew, spectators, or whatever coming with you who would like to help out, we could always use a few more volunteers. So you can sign up for that on the volunteer page of the website. See if it clicks over. There we go. Click on the volunteer now button, and there's a few jobs left. The last people I would like to thank would be all the sponsors. So Fresh Air is the title sponsor. Thank you so much. We wouldn't be able to do it without you, as well as all the other supporting sponsors, which I will talk a bit more about at the end, because we definitely want to give all the sponsors some loves. You're going to see basically should provide a really good experience, and again, we couldn't do it without the sponsors. So moving on, a couple of things before we get to race day. So things you'll want to take care of this week. First of all, I mentioned swim time updates already. If you need to update your swim or your estimated swim time, and I encourage you to make sure it's as accurate as possible so that everyone can have a nice, smooth swim experience. Wednesday this week will be the deadline. So Wednesday, the last day. Beyond that, I have to send the details over to the timing company to organize all the placements. So Wednesday, send me an email. Update your swim time if you need to. I've only done about 200 of them already, so I'm pretty confident it's going to be a good experience. So, but please, if you need to do that, please do. Other than that, this week, make sure that all your equipment is in good working order, especially the bike, especially the helmet. Those would be two pieces of equipment you want to make sure are working safely. If you haven't been out on the road yet, you might want to try that out. Don't forget your bike shoes. If they're sitting on your trainer, make sure you don't grab them. So if you've never done a triathlon before, it comes with a lot of gear. If you have, you know it comes with a lot of gear. Organize it. Take that stressor out. Make sure everything's in order. If you need any gear or, well, anything really, check out Fresh Air. Our title sponsor, if you're local in Kelowna here, and they will set you up, make sure that the bike is running perfectly, as well as you have everything you need, nutrition, flat repair kits, whatever it might come. And you can do that on race pickup, which will be on the Saturday, and I'll talk about that in a sec. Last thing, nothing you can do fitness wise. Sorry, training is over. The only thing you can do for your performance now is rest, recover, sleep well, eat well, maybe do some mental imagery, get the brain all ready to go, and you're gonna have a great day. So Moving on to the details, starting with the Saturday, that will be the package pickup day. So package pickup will be at Fresh Air Kelowna, which has changed locations. They are now at 1656 Dilworth Drive. It's literally just around the corner. Brand new, big, beautiful store. So come on in, check them out. Get all your race package stuff. It will be happening from 3 to 6 p.m. You must pick up your own race package. You cannot have anyone do it for you. A spouse, a family member cannot get your race package. The reason for that is we will make you sign a physical waiver as well. And to do that, you need to show ID, sign the waiver, get your wristband, which will be tied to your number, which will also be tied to your bike. So we make sure that you leave with your own bike, or no one leaves with your bike. And that will be the reason why you need to be there for your own package pickup. If you cannot make the package pickup on Saturday, you can do it Sunday morning. So not a problem there. I would recommend showing up a little bit earlier, probably around 6 a.m. to make sure that you do have time to put on all your stickers on your bike and have your bib number on your race belt or pinned to your shirt, or however you're going to manage that. Give yourself a little extra time if you are doing package pickup Sunday morning. So I think that is about it for package pickup. And again, while you're at Fresh Air, you might as well pick up anything you might need for that race. Their mandatory race briefing I already talked about. There is no bike check-in the day before, so Sunday morning, bring everything. Bring your bike, bring all your gear. Nothing goes into transition. Actually, there really won't be a transition set up the day before anyway, so everything is Sunday morning. Transition does open at 6:30 a.m., so that will be the time that you'll be allowed into transition and can start racking your bikes and putting your gear around your bike. There are no assigned bike racks, so it will be first come, first serve. And want to make sure that you keep the transition area as neat as possible. So any additional equipment, gear, bike pumps, bags, anything else you don't specifically need for the race, I will encourage you, or the volunteers will ask you nicely, of course, to put all that gear back in your car. One of the nice things about this race is it's right in the parking lot. You can park nice and close. So walk back to your car, lock it up, keep it nice and safe. If you don't care, you can put it around the edge of the transition area on the outside. That's fine too. But again, easy enough to either give it to your sport crew or just walk it back to your car yourself and keep the transition nice and clean. Other things for transition, only athletes are allowed in transition, so no family members or any other support crew in transition. That will be the area for transitioning relay teams as well, which I'll talk about a little bit later on, just how that all looks. So I think that is about it for transition. Moving on, timing chips we will be picking up the morning of, so don't worry, you don't have to worry about forgetting it at home that night. And body marking we will also do the day of. So again, give yourself a little extra time. I would recommend showing up just before 6:30. If you do want to get a warm-up in, that would be important to give yourself a little bit of time. I will talk about that in the swimming in a second, but the more time you can give yourself in the morning, the less stressed you'll be, especially if you're already a little bit stressed. So let's look at the course here. There's a little YouTube video from the first year. Now there's a few updates that I will talk about because this isn't exactly the way it looks, but it should give you a really good idea of what to expect and what generally the course will look like with a few minor tweaks. It hasn't changed that much since the first year. This will be where the transition area is in the parking lot. The orientation of the racks will probably be lengthwise as opposed to widthwise as you see here, but all the ins and outs are pretty close. So heading inside, after that race briefing or potential race briefing at 7:15, we will be entering the facility probably shortly after that, 7:15ish if there is no briefing, and you will enter through these side doors here, either the double doors or the single door, and you'll make your way up to the top deck where there will be volunteers there marshaling you, getting you in order for your swim. And again, we are going fastest swimmer to slowest swimmer. So if you are seated as racer number 1, you will be the first in the water all the way down to the last swimmer. Now, lane 8 here, so it does go backwards, I guess, from 1 from the left side to 8 on the right side. They're not numbered on this video, that's all good. That will be the warm-up lane. Now, not everyone will get to warm up, and your warm-up will be incredibly short, maybe 100, 200 meters max. So there's not a lot of opportunity to get swimming in before you start racing. Why I would recommend doing a nice warm-up outside, maybe go for a jog, do some activation, get the heart rate up, get the blood flowing, get the muscles warm. You could bring some tubing to do some work on the upper body on the pool deck. But again, you know, you're not going to have a whole lot of time to do a specific swim warm-up. Once you're warmed up, we will be, again, going staggered start. There will be 15 seconds between each swimmer. You will cross the timing mat. You will enter the pool feet first, so no diving, feet first entry. And then you will start swimming up one side of the lane, back the other side of the lane, under the lane rope, and you will continue to do that all the way to the corner when you hop out and exit the facility. So a couple of things to know for the swimming. Hopefully you have seated yourselves well and that 15-second gap is maintained and you have a nice, beautiful swim. Probably not going to happen. If for some reason you are holding a whole bunch of people up behind you, or someone's holding you up behind you, there will be swim marshals all around the pool deck. They may ask you to stop and let the group of people go behind you. If you are asked to hold up, please respectfully acknowledge the marshal, listen to them, and do as you're told. Any meanness won't be accepted. I can tell you that. So we want to keep everyone as smooth as possible. Now, you are allowed to pass. So if you want to swim past the swimmer in front of you, you must do so heading towards the deep end only. So towards the diving boards. You may swim down the middle line or right in the middle of the lane, which would be on the black line, which hopefully, even if you don't make the entire pass, by the time you hit the other end and do the turn, you have the right of way. That other swimmer can tuck in behind you, enjoy the draft, and now you have the work to do. As you are heading back towards the shallow end, once you hit the wall, you're going to go underneath the lane rope and then start the next length. Now, this turn is a little bit tricky. My recommendation is you finish the length in the lane that you were in, and then use the wall to push off and glide underneath the lane rope. Now, this tends to be a little more difficult when someone's right on your feet, so again, be careful. And also recognize that this is usually the opposite direction if you swim circles in a group or in a club. Typically, we always swim counterclockwise, so this rotation, if you're doing a flip turn or even an open turn, may seem awkward. It will be awkward. So you have 1 week, practice turning in the opposite direction and hopefully getting underneath that lane rope as good as you can. You are able to rest on every wall if you need to, so feel free. If you need to catch your breath and then swim another 50, great. And if for some reason you absolutely need to grab the lane rope, like you take in a gulp of water, and you just need to come up and take a second, that's fine. You just cannot make forward progress, so do not pull yourself down the lane rope and back. You will need to swim it. If for any reason you are considered a safety risk to yourself, the marshal or a lifeguard may ask you to exit the swim. Now, you may continue on the race because we're all just here to have fun, but unfortunately you won't qualify for any awards or anything like that, obviously. Again, safety first, be considerate. It can get congested or it can be a beautiful, perfect swim. Unfortunately, with this format, you never know. So other than that, once you get to the end of the swim, there is a set of railings. You can use the railings and stairs to get out. So we'll consider it a 699 meter swim. And once you exit just remember, going horizontal to vertical, that blood's going to flow out of your head. You may feel a little bit dizzy, and you're going to have to run down a set of concrete stairs. So be very careful when you get out. Make sure you're orientated. Get the goggles off so you can see. And exit the facility as safely as possible. There will be mats so you don't slip on the pool deck. But again, once you hit those concrete stairs, either use the railing or go down them very carefully. So I think that is all the things I wanted to cover in the swim section. So moving on, I'll press play here. We'll go through the last little bit of this animation. Spectators are allowed on deck, so you can have your family, friends come in and watch you swim if you like. And if you're a little nervous about everyone watching you swim, everyone is only concerned about themselves, and spectators think you're a rock star anyway, so it's all good. So these are the stairs that I was mentioning that you're going to go down. Then you're going to do a U-turn, 180 degree, and you're going to follow this path out, around, into transition. And this will look pretty much like this. Again, the bike rack orientations will be a little bit different, but you're going to grab your bike. Of course, as mentioned in transition, helmet first. Make sure your helmet is on before you touch the bike. And chin strap must be done up. Other than that, however you want to work the shoes or any other equipment that you might have, it's all on you. Now I'm looking at the temperature or the weather report. It seems to change every single day from sun to rain. Temperatures look moderate, but if it's a rainy day, it could get kind of cool out there. There is no change tent to change completely in the transition area. I would, however, recommend if it's a cold morning, make sure you bring something, layers you can put on. Anything that is full zip will be a lot easier to put on. I would recommend avoiding any big flappy windbreaker jackets that might slow you down unless you don't care about time, and then go for comfort, and that's totally cool. Anything over the head, though, you may find is a little difficult putting on wet. I would recommend keeping a towel in transition so that you can quickly dry off. And gloves. That would probably be one of the most important things. So that when you do ride the bike and it's cold, you can still work your brakes. That would be incredibly important for safety. As well as when you get off the bike, if you need to tie your shoes up or do anything with your hands, you may not be able to if you forget the gloves. Really, for comfort-wise, I find if my hands are warm, my toes are warm. So if you have toe covers for the bike or booties for the bike, that might be useful. If it's a cold morning, you can tape up the air vents. I've even seen some people put plastic bags on their feet to break the wind. Whatever you need to do, stay warm, but more importantly, stay safe. I'm going to knock on wood and hope for a nice sunny morning like we had this week and last year. So once you've done all of that, you are geared up on the bike. Your helmet is on. It is clipped. You will exit transition as exactly the way it looks here. There will be a dismount line. There'll be volunteers letting you know you have to mount your bike after the line. So cross the line and then onto the bike. And then down Gordon we head. As you are heading onto the bike course, if you're a little bit farther back, just recognize that other athletes may be zooming by on their second or third loops quite quickly. So make sure you stay to the right and watch out as you merge here. So this could be this is a pinch point in the course. Now, as you're riding, always stay to the right. There will be many different ability levels of riders on the course. Some will be fast, some will be slow. So again, always stay to the right. If you're to the left, that is considered blocking and warrants a penalty. If you need to pass somebody, pull out from the right, make your pass. You have 20 seconds to get your front wheel in front of theirs. If you are being passed and the rider's front wheel passes your front wheel, it's your job to move back 10 meters into their or out of their draft zone. So 10 meters is the draft zone. And again, stay to the right. If for some reason you need to let the person know on the right or maybe not so right that you're coming up to pass them, just yell out on your left as early as possible. You might have to yell it a few times, but on your left is the standard, hey, I'm coming up. On your left, maintain your line on your right, and just letting you know I'm passing. Now, again, you pretty much only need to use that when you have, say, two riders side by side who are not obeying the rules, or someone who's riding more left and isn't giving you enough room to safely pass. So on your left, if you hear that, make sure you either move over to the right or maintain your line on the right. So that would be it for safe passing. So you're going to progress down Gordon Drive. You have this entire lane open to you, so it will be closed to traffic. That is a change that has been made. Actually, you can kind of see the little pylons there. So you're going to take Gordon Drive all the way to Casorso here. This is a tighter corner. Again, you will have the entire lane on Casorso to turn into, but watch your speed here. Also in years past, again, never underestimate what motorists may or may not do, but we have had motorists from time to time enter the course. You also have to remember that there are a lot of roadways, businesses, residents that connect all the way around the course who may try to pull out on course. So always keep your head up, always be looking forward, keep your eye out for cars. Yes, you're in a race, but unfortunately, the object with bigger mass is always going to win. So if for some reason a car does get onto course or in your way, slow down, give it the right of way, and keep on going. You'll be a lot faster staying upright on your bike than playing chicken with a motor vehicle. So as you move around the corner, same idea. There are some areas that will connect into the course, but hopefully that is not the case. Now this has changed since the first year, so you will not be going up onto this bike path here. You will be staying on the road. This roundabout will be closed to traffic going in the direction of the course, so you are able to ride on the road as you go around this roundabout, and that will be the same for the next roundabout as well. So don't worry about these posts or any of these notes. Again, you're going to be riding the road, and you will continue along here, which will connect into Swamp Road. Same deal with this roundabout. You are not going to be going up onto the side here and have to worry about any of these hazards. You will be maintaining your line on the road, and the other side will be closed off. So this road, Swamp, is open to traffic. However, because the roundabouts are closed off, it should be very minimal traffic, but still keep to the right. And if you're passing, do a quick shoulder check to make sure that there are no cars coming. This will carry you all the way to the hill on Swamp, which unfortunately we don't have the time trial again this year. Might look at bringing it back next year, so don't worry about crushing yourself up the hill. Just ride the best paced ride that you can to set yourself up for a good run. That will elicit your best triathlon time. So unfortunately, that is not there. We will continue on. This is where you will descend. So this will be a fast section, and to the right, there is a development, a new development that you do not see on this video, with new stoplights right around the D and hidden is around where the stoplights are. This will be a controlled intersection by traffic management, but it is an area where you're probably going to be traveling at the highest velocity. So be very careful coming through the lights here at this intersection, which again, you don't see now, but they do exist. Then you're going to continue along. You have a little bit of an up and around here. This will be another corner you'll want to be very careful on. You will be going downhill and carrying a good amount of speed. You will have an entire lane to turn into on this road. But again, if the roads are wet for any reason, rain, you'll want to slow down quite a bit on this corner so that you ensure you make it. And then you're hitting a really fast stretch here. Again, there are a few roads that do enter onto Gordon. This will be managed by marshals, but again, keep your head up. There are some driveways as well. And then other than that, this will be a fast shot here. Brand new fresh pavement last year too, so that's going to be fantastic. And you are going to be heading all the way back to the start. Now again, if you are starting lap number 2 and 3, you'll want to be careful of any riders who are starting the course. There will be a little merge type thing where we try to separate you. But again, just keep your heads up as you're coming through. There will be people just starting their bike, so they'll be moving especially slow as this is kind of a bit of an uphill, and you're going to be at full speed. So careful there. On your third lap, you're going to get ready to dismount. So 3 times around, you're going to be taking that right back in. You do need to dismount before the line, so feet are on the ground, run in with the bike before the line, and there will be volunteers. You are not going to touch your helmet. You are going to run your bike all the way back to your transition rack. You're going to rack the bike. Then you can remove the helmet and do whatever other switch you need to do, like put on the running shoes. Highly recommend if it's a cold morning, quick elastic laces or laces with the quick release will be your best friend because the dexterity in your fingers may not be there to tie up a nice pretty bow. We will have volunteers in the transition area that can assist with a few things. And again, no other people may assist you in transition area. And then you will leave this back corner. Now this changes a little bit. There will also be an aid station. Excuse me. On the run exit. I will say or mention quickly, there are no aid stations on the bike, so whatever fuel you need on the bike or hydration, bring with you in your water bottles. You can fill it up in transition or in our little stations prior, but highly recommend come with your own stuff for the bike. The run, like I said, as you start the run, there will be a little aid station here. You can grab a little drink if you need. And then you are heading out on the run, which goes in the opposite direction of what this video shows. So you're going to exit the run, and you're actually going to cross this crosswalk here, and you're going to head around the CNC building, which is this facility here. You're going to run around the backside and then pick up the asphalt path, which again is a little bit different than what this video will show, but I'll let it play anyway. We're going to circle back to it and you're going to be able to see exactly where the run does come out. You may get no pacers on the run, so no family members running beside your friends or on a bike or any other outside assistance. So this dirt path is no longer the course. This would be the corner where you're going to be coming out from behind CNC. And you're going to pick up this little concrete path here that goes around. So not as far to run in this section. So I'll let this play out. Again, you're staying on where the cursor is approximately on this asphalt path. And now we're back on. You're going to be hanging a right into the Michael Brook Golf Course parking lot, then down Kamloops Road. Be careful. Some spots here will be run on grass or there's a little gate, so just careful of your footing there. Then you're going to be hanging a left onto swamp. Again, careful for cyclists because they're going to be coming the opposite direction. Then you're going to just dip down here into this road. This is around where the aid station for the run is going to be. So about halfway on the run if you need any water. Our run sponsor or our nutrition sponsor is F2C. So huge thank you to F2C providing us a whole bunch of glycodurant. So that will be what is on course. Probably the lemon lime. But F2C will be the sport drink. So we'll have F2C and water at the aid stations. Then you are going to continue along. This changes a little bit as well. Instead of crossing over the bridge and then doing this little loop-de-loop out and back, you're actually just going to be hanging that left back onto the Mission Creek Greenway. So all of this loop-de-loop here doesn't happen. We took that out because usually this little trail below the bridge is flooded out due to the level of the river. So you're going to be, again, just heading onto the trail and running straight down. So as you make your way down the greenway, this is another change where we make up that distance lost. You're actually going to hit Gordon, run over the bridge, and then you're going to go back onto the greenway, which you can't see the trail due to the trees, but that is going to bring you all the way back to this little city yards. You'll be taking this shot back to Lexington and then running this road back to Gordon and then through to the finish. So little more loop-de-loo at the finish. So this is where we'll pick it back up. You'll be on this path, all the spectators screaming, big smile on your face because you know you're there, you've made it, right down in front of H2O, and across the finish line you go. So that will be the race. At the finish, there will be volunteers there handing out water. You'll get a little Jugo Juice voucher for a free smoothie. So huge thank you to Jugo Juice for providing all of those. We'll also have first aid attendants located at the finish, as well as if there's any emergencies on the course, there will be marshals out there with communication methods, as well as a marshal and an official around on a scooter and a motorcycle, ensuring everybody is riding safe, stay safe, respond to any issues you might have. If it's mechanical, hopefully be able to give you a quick hand, or you can do it yourself. But again, finish line, we will have first aid attendants. I want to send a huge thanks to MoveMed, JF, Bea, as well as Dr. Tara from Promotion. So you're going to have lots of assistance if you have any injuries, any first aid that we need to attend to. Also in the pool, you have the team of lifeguards who will be responding to any incidents that may occur. Knock on wood. Hopefully everyone has a nice, smooth day. So that is about it for the course. So our race officials are going to be Andrew Armstrong, Tony Hoff, Jason Stoke, and Jeanette Hoff. So huge thanks to them for officiating this event. I'll also touch upon a couple quick questions that I've had. One, no, you can't wear any wetsuits or floaty trunks. So nothing neoprene in the pool. You can wear a swim skin, but that swim skin has to stay on for the entire race. And no other equipment to assist you. So paddles, fins, pull buoys, things like that, unless you've been given a special exemption. Other than that, I think that's it for pool. Bike, no headphones. Sorry, no headphones anytime on course. There's no music. Doesn't even matter if they're bone conducting headphones, anything like that. Any electronic devices, basically a bike computer, something that doesn't distract you from the race. So no phones, texting, taking selfies, doing video, whatever you come up with, none of that. And yeah, gotta keep your head up and be safe out there. No mirrors on the bike, no pedal cages. So flat pedals or clipless pedals, the ones with the cleat where you clip in, those are cool. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? Talked about the helmets. Yeah, I think I got everything else. At the end of the day, be safe. We want to control the environment as much as we possibly can, but sometimes that's not possible. So be safe, be conscientious, you know what I'm saying. Be aware of all the athletes around you. You may not assist anyone in their forward movement, but you want to be good sports, want to make sure everyone has a fantastic day, and more importantly, or most importantly, stays safe. So that is paramount. Relay teams. So if you're on a relay team, your swimmer will start with the timing chip. You will be seated just with everyone else in the swim, so there's no special relay seating. Basically, you're going to do the swim and exit the pool, enter transition. There will be a area in transition dedicated for the relay exchange. So it'd be a big square on the ground. So everyone doing, or every athlete who is doing the bike portion will be waiting there for their swimmer. The swimmer will run to that transition spot, hand over the timing chip. The rider will put the timing chip on your ankle, typically the left ankle. If that changes, I'll let you know, but left ankle. And you're going to then start your transition for the bike. Reversed for the bike to run. So when you come in on the bike, the runner will be in the transition area, the relay transition area. And same process, hand off the timing chip, and then the runner will be ready to go. The runner and cyclist, you can have your your bike shoes or running shoes on if you like, and whatever gear ready to go. So that'll actually save you a little bit of time. Other than that, unless you are doing multiples, again, that's how it works. But if you are doing the swim and the bike, then obviously you're going to go through transition just like everyone else. Or if you're doing the bike and the run, you can transition just like everybody else. If you are the swimmer and you're doing the run as well, you're welcome to, you don't have to stay in your box. You can go and get warm clothes on, do whatever you want. You got some time to kill as the bike goes on. You can cheer, but you do want to make sure that you are back ready to go when your person comes into transition, or else that's just time lost on your team. And the last thing I wanted to circle back to is one more huge thanks to our sponsors. So title sponsor, Fresh Air. Again, package pickup will be down there. You can check them out in their new store. Really cool on Dilworth. Also, big thanks to Black Box, who is going to be providing everyone with $10 off coupons to Black Box, as well as providing some recovery munchies at the finish line. Dynamic Cyclist, huge supporter of this event. So they will be providing everyone with discount codes to their platform. If you are injured or don't want to get injured, I would highly recommend. They have put together a fantastic program of stretching, mobility, injury rehabilitation, etc. So you can check them out, as well as they've provided a whole bunch of foam rollers and resistance bands. So lots of nice prizing from them. So thank you so much to Dynamic Cyclist. F2C, as I mentioned, is our nutrition sponsor on course, providing glycodurance, so you can stay fueled and hydrated during your event. Jugo Juice has provided all participants a complimentary smoothie at the finish line. Doak Sheriff for providing us with a nice set of, or cases of water again. I don't even know what I was trying to say on that one. MoveMed, who will be leading our first aid station. So again, if you do have any injuries incurred during the event, or even if you want to talk to them about some niggles or injuries you've had training for this event, these are experts, especially when it comes to running. So you can check them out. They're going to have a little tent there on the day, as well as providing first aid services. City of Kelowna, always for their support, putting on this or getting this event rolling. H2O Center, same, huge supporters, pulling everything together for us. Triathlon BC and Go Traffic Management, keeping us safe out on the roads there. So again, huge thanks to all the sponsors, huge thanks to all the volunteers, and huge thanks to you. I can't wait to see you on Sunday. Until then, rest up, and yeah, it's almost go time. All right. See you on Saturday package pickup, or Sunday morning. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Cherry Blossom Triathlon 2022 edition.